Welcome back to the second session of the first tutorial in our research methods tutorial series. And in this session, we are going to look at the classification of research based on the goal of the research or the subject matter. So without wasting much time, let's start. Now, based on the goal of the research, we can say we have two types of research. The first one is called basic research, and the second one is applied research. Now, the basic research is also referred to as pure research. Please write it down. Pure research. It's also known as theoretical research. Okay, theoretical research. You can also call it fundamental research. Write everything down. The basic research is also referred to as what? Pure research, or theoretical research, or fundamental research. Is that okay? And then the applied research, we can also refer to it as practical research. Practical, applied. Is that okay? Practical research. You can also call it experimental research, but it's applied research or practical research. Is that okay? Now let's look at their meaning. Now when we talk about basic research, its focus is on previous and known knowledge. So we just want to add to knowledge, to advance knowledge. That's basic research. But for applied research, its focus is to identify solutions to current problems. So it could be in your organization or in your society. Okay, so basic research is just to gain or add knowledge, and then applied research is to solve a current problem. Is that okay? So let's take some examples in these fields. Okay, for basic research and applied research. Let me put a line here and here. Okay, so let's say a researcher in social science wants to study how social media influences political polarization in Ghana prior to the 2024 election by analyzing engagement trends. Okay, let's say he wants to study that. Actually, polarization means division. Okay, but the meaning is beyond that. But for now, take it as division. So this researcher just wants to know. That is basic research. But for applied, let's say his objective is to design policies or tools that limit extremist content and promote balanced discourse by 80% within 12 months. You see that? He wants to design, so it's applied, it's practical. He wants to solve a problem. Problem is political polarization. Maybe the problem is hate speech, insults, and the like. So how we can limit that? Okay, so he wants to solve that problem. That is applied research. Then a researcher in business and economics may want to study how motivation of employees affect productivity in PMC Limited. So he just wants to know. This one, he just wants to advance his knowledge on how the motivation of employees affects productivity in this company. He just wants to advance his knowledge on that. You see, that's basic research. But for applied, no. Let's say he wants to develop incentive programs that increase employee performance and job satisfaction at PMC Limited by up to 20% within 15 months. This one, he wants to solve a problem. Maybe there's low employee performance and job satisfaction. Okay, so he wants to develop some incentive programs that will increase the employee performance and job satisfaction. You get it? So he wants to solve a problem. So that is applied research. Is that okay? Then a researcher in health and allied sciences may want to investigate how sleep patterns affect brain function using cognitive tests. He wants to advance his knowledge on that. Okay, so that is basic research. But applied research will be like to develop medical interventions that improve sleep quality in patients with insomnia. So there's a current problem, and then his goal is to develop a medical intervention through research. Is that okay? So that is applied research. Then a researcher in education may want to study how adults acquire a second language differently from children. He just wants to know. He wants to add to knowledge, to know how adults acquire a second language differently from children. You see that? So that's basic research. But applied research will be like to design a language training program tailored for adult learners. So the current problem is that adults struggle to learn a second language. So your goal is to design a language training program that works for adults. Those in linguistics can also use these objectives. Is that okay? So let's clearly distinguish between basic and applied research. Let me make it a tabular form. Let me put a line here and here. Let me put a line here too. Okay, I'm going to distinguish them based on different criteria. Now, first, based on purpose. Basic research expands knowledge and improves understanding of concepts. Is that clear? But applied research solves real-world problems using scientific methods. So based on purpose, that's the difference between them. Then based on focus, basic research is curiosity-driven. You are just curious. You need to explore theories. That's all. But for applied research, it focuses on practical applications. Practical, that's why it's also called practical research. Practical applications and real-life solutions. Is that clear? Then based on methodology, basic research is more controlled and systematic. You follow a strict systematic process to get it done. But for applied research, it is less rigid and designed to suit real-world conditions. Okay. Then based on outcome, the outcome of a basic research is theories, principles, and new knowledge. You just get new knowledge. But applied research, you come up with policies, programs, or interventions that address specific problems or issues. Okay. Then based on application, the findings of the basic research doesn't have immediate practical use. But applied research, the results are applied directly to solve current problems. That's the difference. Then based on research questions, basic research will ask a question like, how does stress affect decision making? How? You just want to know how. But applied research will ask questions like, can workplace wellness program reduce employee stress and fatigue? You want to solve a problem. You realize that employees experience a lot of stress and fatigue, and that can affect productivity. So you are asking if a particular wellness program can reduce employee stress and fatigue. Then based on users, basic research is conducted by university scholars and researchers, okay, especially undergraduate students. But applied research can be conducted by professionals, policymakers, managers, and some postgraduate students. Another difference you should know is that for basic research, in most cases, the researcher can decide the topic and objective, and it has flexible timeline to do the work. But for applied research, the objective is decided and negotiated with the originator, and the timeline is strict. Okay, let's take some break for now. The link to the next session is on the screen of this video or in the description area. Thank you and see you in the next session.